So here's a little Sunday night thought experiment for us all. So imagine if that you were a powerful policymaker or a strategist thinking about the long arc of societies. Imagine if your goal was something simple but very significant, very enormous. You wanted the birth rate of one group to fall while the birth rate of another group or groups quietly rose. How would you do it? Well, you probably wouldn't do anything too obvious to start with because history shows us that direct control over the family life tends to provoke resistance. People push back when you tell them how many children that they should have. So you have to do something a little bit more subtle. Might start with culture. We can encourage one group to delay marriage, celebrate their independence, their individual success and personal freedom over any sort of idea of family formation. Normalise the idea that adulthood is about themselves, their career, travel, self-fulfillment, hedonism. Children are something that can come later, maybe much later, maybe not at all. But then not necessarily that you're going to push that same cultural message into all groups. In some communities, family may remain central. With marriage early, children seen as a blessing, large families admired rather than questioned. And then you've got the economics of it all. So you could make house prices more expensive in certain urban areas where particular groups live. And then when the cost of living in those areas becomes so prohibitive of having a larger house, people will delay or even reconsider having a family. And at the same time, other communities might rely less on this expensive urban lifestyle and more on social housing or extended family structures where raising family together is the norm. We've got technology that plays a role. What we do is we shut down the pubs. We shut down the organic meeting places like the churches, the clubs, the neighbourhood gatherings, and we move social life online. With all of these digital platforms that we have all around us currently, even dating becomes mediated through apps and algorithms rather than like actual face-to-face meetings like it used to always be. Romance just becomes a marketplace. But the issue with this is when choice increases exponentially, commitment slows, the grass is always greener, you can jump ship, much like getting a new phone or a new car. It's like, no, this relationship's not working, off we pop, next one. And so serious relationships begin later in life. And biology quietly follows behaviour. Because when people pair up later in life, they tend to have fewer children. On the other hand, if the other community continues to prioritise early marriage and family formation, then the demographic picture begins to shift over time. And it's not dramatically at first.